There are a lot of great helmet choices out there. For me, I like a modular. Um, it's not Snell. It can't be Snell, and also I like having a drop-down internal sun visor, and Snell won't allow that either. But it works for me. So the best helmet for me may not be the best helmet for you. This is just my opinion. Today I'm just going to talk a little bit about my new helmet. It's the HJC RPHA 90. And but first, I'll just go back to my previous helmet a little bit. You can see they kind of look alike. This is the Kabuto Ibuki. And I really didn't do a lot of research when I bought this one. I actually bought this one at a dedicated helmet shop. But previous to this, I had another HJC that I actually bought at the motorcycle dealer, and kind of bought it on price because it was right about a $200. I don't really recall the brand, but it was a polycarbonate. And I really wasn't really enjoying it very much, so I went to the Helmet Center, or I think it's called the Helmet Center. It's in Phoenix, and really a great place to shop. But this one, the Kabuto, was what the thing I liked about it so much was, first of all, I had it professionally sized. I went into the shop and they measured my head, and then they changed out the cheek pads and such, and so I ran with it for a long time. But I've had it for over 5 years, and it's not available anymore, although I can still get parts for it. And so I have extra visor and cheek pads and headliner, so I have all that. And I've also replaced some of I've replaced the hinges, because the hinges were going bad too. So it's still a serviceable helmet, even though it's over 5 years old. And I see all the experts saying that you need to replace your helmets between 3 and 5 years old. So I took it to the helmet shop one day, and I was shopping. This was about a year and a half or so ago, and the chin bar was squeaking on this and everything. So they asked if they could just service it, and so they took it all apart and fixed it, and looked at it and said, oh, it's still good, and that helmets can still be good for up to 8 years. But and he looked at the EPS foam and all that, and it's still good because I keep it indoors. I don't leave it out in the garage in the heat, and also I always ride with a helmet liner. I have from day one, and so I don't know if I'm going to fully retire this helmet, because I mean, you see it still has my Senna prism, and the HJC doesn't. So I mean, I could always swap it over, but I'll get to that in a minute. I recently was having issues with my Senna comm device, not the device itself, but the speakers. And it was actually the day before I was going on kind of a longer road trip, and one of the speakers just totally went out. And so I looked around online to try and replace the speakers, but I didn't know if it was just the speaker or the device itself, since I've had my Senna 10S for about the same time as I've had my helmet, almost 5 years, and so I figured it was just time to change. So I got the Cardo. I went with a Cardo, thinking that, okay, well, that's all universal, but I like things about the Cardo Bold, Cardo Pack Talk Bold, but it doesn't play well really with my camera, so that's why I'm just gonna probably keep this helmet for a little while. So as my former helmet was just getting older and older, and I've not really having any problems with it. But the fact that it's just getting old is just, kind of wearing on my mind a little bit. I researched this one for a good long time. You can see I've removed the logo. The logo, I actually have it stuck on my computer, so. But it's just vinyl, so it just comes right off. So anyways, I kind of like the no brand look, whereas with the Kabuto you can't do that because it's actually painted on or stuck on beneath the clear coat, so no removing that at all. I just kind of like the clear, clean look of no logos. The two helmets function the same. They're both modulars. The HJC raises from the center, whereas the Kabuto raises from the side, and the drop down sun visor operates from the side. The HJC, it's on the side, but it's a little lower, and they're very similar. The Kabuto, unfortunately, is not available anymore, but the thing I liked about it, it's the shell is fiberglass with organic fibers. And with the HJC, carbon fiber, fiberglass, and aramid. So it's got the three components versus just the two. And the thing that I noticed about it right away, even without the stuff, it is slightly lighter than the Kabuto. And when I bought it, I didn't know that it was going to be kind of this satin finish. I thought that it was going to be gloss like this. Looking at it online, I didn't really look at it because none of the local shops carried it. And so having gone to a regular shop and having the helmet fitted, I kind of liked the idea of doing that. I've done that with a lot of my gear rather than buying it online, but it just wasn't available anywhere. And my helmet shop said that they could order it, but heck, I mean, I could order it. And if I don't like it, I could send it back for free. I got it from Revzilla, by the way. And I looked at the Revzilla reviews and such, and when they were talking about mounting the comm device, they said that because of the shield control, the inner shield control being here, that you aren't able to use the clamp on here. You'd have to go sticky mount. Well, that's just not true. All I had to do is, instead of mounting it here, which I don't anyway, see, it's back, I just mounted it right here, so it just clipped right in. So their review from Revzilla was wrong. And they also said that the logo on the back, I had like a big R, was painted on and couldn't be removed. Well, that's not true either. I removed that too. So I just like it cleaner with no logos. So now I have to say that the thing that I do like about it versus the Kabuto, it had a little plastic, had like a plastic striker like right here. So when you press down, see there's a little thing that sticks out on the visor. It would click down, but it broke like within the first week. And so the HJC has a metal striker plate. So you have like this little latch right here, and then this latch is metal with a spring in it. So when you press it down, there's a notable click. It clicks, it locks shut. But most of the time, even on the highways, I ride it with it locked up like this, so I get just a little bit more air. I did find that I do get pretty good ventilation with it, but and I do run it both ways, but I kind of like it this way because I get just a little bit more air. The ventilation is better. It does seem to be a little bit more quiet than the Kabuto was. Mind you, I wear earplugs when I ride anyways, but it's definitely a little bit quieter. Now with the HJC RPHA 90, the European edition is ECE rated, whereas the Kabuto is DOT and ECE rated. So the only difference between the US version and the European version is the rating. I mean, HJC opted not to rate it both, even though they probably could. But I was really leaning towards the European version, but I just couldn't get a hold of one because it's the American has just the double D ring, and on my Kabuto, I had like this plastic ratchet type thing, and what I kind of liked about it was it's just easier on and off. And I know a lot of people like the double D's, and but it just really wasn't working for me. So I found this. I found this on Amazon. It's actually a metal clip, and it was made specifically for double D ring helmets. And so it just simply goes through the same loop that the double D ring goes through. And you can see I have it just taped with some Tessa tape to keep them from rattling. But the nice thing about it is, if I get going down the road and I forget that I've clicked on, I can put it together with one hand, and I can take it apart with one hand. And it's metal. I'm not sure what type of alloy it is. I don't think it's aluminum, and it's not magnetic, so it's either a stainless or some sort of a zinc alloy, but I've pulled on it really hard and it's very, very strong. So, and it's all fully adjustable, but double D ring is just not something that I was really enjoying too much. I kind of like the click. Now, so far I've been really happy with the Cardo. What I like about it is all of the controls that I could do with the Senna, I can do by voice. And so I could just say, hey Cardo, music on, it'll turn the music on, it'll adjust the volume, it'll tell me battery status. And so it's kind of nice just to be able to do those controls without actually taking my hands off the handlebars. So it's just, one less thing that I got to mess with. Yeah, but I did try syncing it to my camera, and it does work, but it's not as seamless, and the sound quality isn't as good as it is with the Senna. So Senna did that on purpose. They just want you to buy their stuff. If you're gonna have their camera, they want you to have their comms unit. And so I don't think I'm going to retire this helmet right away. I think I'm just going to use it for a while. I'm always curious about what are the thoughts of other people as far as regarding using helmets beyond 5 years. I think maybe it just depends on who you ask. But anyways, I've had this RPHA 90 for about a month now, and I've been pretty happy with it. And so, I'll be curious to see what your opinions are. I mean, there's lots of reviews out there, but so far, I'm really liking it. I think it's a very solid, good helmet. And it's very strong material, very light, fairly quiet, and I'm going to run with it. What do you think?